What's the most dangerous thing a pharmacist has done? My 9-year-old daughter's blood sugar hit 450 at midnight and kept climbing. The pharmacist looked at the number on her meter and told me insulin would cost $900. I only had $200. She's going into diabetic shock, I said, showing him her glucose meter with that terrifying number. He didn't even look up from his computer. No payment, no insulin. That's the policy. I explained I'd get paid tomorrow and could bring the rest then. He just shrugged and pointed to the waiting chairs. 20 minutes later, her blood sugar hit 480. I went back to the counter with my car keys in my hand. Take my car as collateral, please. He pushed them back without touching them. We're not a pawn shop. I called 911 on speaker so he could hear. The operator said the closest ambulance was 45 minutes away. The pharmacist rolled his eyes at me and went back to typing. My daughter started swaying in her chair. I caught her before she fell. Her skin felt cold and clammy. A man behind me stepped forward with his credit card. I'll pay for it, he said. The pharmacist finally looked up. Can't accept third-party payments for this medication. Federal regulations. The man looked shocked. You're really going to let a kid suffer over regulations? The pharmacist just went back to typing. My daughter tugged my shirt weakly. Mommy, I can't see right. My stomach dropped. I knew that meant her brain was swelling. She threw up on the pharmacy floor and I had to hold her hair back while she cried. The pharmacist sighed like we were bothering him. He tossed paper towels at me. Her meter showed 520 now. Her breath smelled like rotting fruit, which meant her body was poisoning itself. Check if we qualify for emergency assistance, I begged. He typed for 5 seconds. You have $200. That disqualifies you. Then he stood up. I have to do my mandatory inventory count. Takes exactly 15 minutes. He stared right at me when he said it. 15 minutes exactly. Then he walked to the back room. My daughter went completely limp in my arms. The insulin was sitting in the refrigerator behind the counter. I didn't think about consequences. I laid my daughter in the chair and walked behind the counter. The refrigerator opened easily. The insulin was on the second shelf. I gave her the injection with shaking hands. Then I sat on the floor holding her. The pharmacist walked back in exactly 15 minutes later. He saw me behind his counter with the empty vial. I have to call the police, he said quietly. I didn't move. I just kept holding my daughter, watching for any sign she was getting better. The police arrived 30 minutes later. They found me still sitting there. The pharmacist told them I'd stolen medication. The officer looked at my daughter, completely unconscious in my arms. Is she breathing? He asked. I couldn't answer. The paramedics rushed in and took her from me. They worked on her for what felt like forever. 3 days later, I walked back into that pharmacy with a folder. The same pharmacist was working. His whole body tensed when he saw me. I set papers on his counter. ICU admission forms, photos of machines breathing for her, blood test results showing her pH at 7.1, organs failing, a $47,000 hospital bill. The manager rushed out when other customers started gathering. I showed them my phone with the state board complaint, case number 47,829. The manager's face went pale. How many kids have to die before you bend a rule? I asked the pharmacist. He wouldn't look at me. Then he said quietly, I couldn't risk my license again. I gave insulin away once before. Everyone in the store went silent. The manager turned to him slowly. You knew how to override the system? He nodded while staring at the floor. Customers had their phones out. Someone whispered they were calling corporate. The pharmacist's hands trembled as he backed away from his station. The manager kept staring at him in disbelief. I picked up the photos and turned to leave. She's home now, I said. 2 minutes without a heartbeat in the ambulance, but she's home. The other customers filed complaints using my case number. Corporate launched an investigation. The pharmacy chain created new emergency protocols, but what haunts me most is what the paramedic told me that night. My daughter's heart had stopped for 2 minutes in the ambulance. The pharmacist's license was permanently revoked.